Hi everyone, my name is Diego Garza and I am talking about our third Bridging the Gap series for our discussion board, and the articles and videos that we will be going over is shoulder function during overhead lifting tasks, the 225-pound bench press, and improving the pro agility drill. Now, all of them offer very different types of information in order to work with in terms of implementing it into a program. Specifically the first one I mentioned, shoulder function during overhead lifting tasks, I think that's a great way in developing and looking out for proper movement when it comes to assigning these certain lifts, because with newer athletes or new people that are new to working out, sometimes limited range of mobility is to be expected depending on prior activity levels. So making sure that we can look out for proper movement, as talked about in that video with scapular movement, when it talks about making sure that you have proper 60 degrees of motion, just the scapula, and then the other 120 coming with the rest of the shoulder girdle. I think that's an important factor to look at. And then also other key things were the tilting of the scapula, where as it's going like this is coming up a little bit more, and then curvature of the thoracic spine, or if it's not happening enough, kyphosis will be happening here to make up for the lack of range of motion. So I think that's a key factor to look out for. And another key thing that was shared with the other two videos, the 225 bench press and the pro agility drill, is applying different tests. And then I guess the first one is just applying a test and looking for a specific outcome. And then the other one is how exactly you would go about running the test. So what I mean by that is the 225-pound test is thought to be going over strength, but in actuality, as he goes on, it's saying, no, we're not looking at strength, we're looking at actual endurance, because if we apply the principles of SAID, it's just going to keep allowing us to more efficiently work through multiple reps of 225. So when we are applying these tests to our athletes in order to determine what exactly it is, or their baseline is, so that we can improve upon it, we need to make sure that whatever given test, we need to know what that test is looking for. So if we keep improving on it, we know what specifically we're improving on. If we're trying to improve a time in a 40-yard dash, we know that we need to be running speed and agility, so that way we're not doing tests like vertical jump tests to make sure that they're jumping high, because if we're improving jump height, there's a correlation between jump height and sprint time. But if we're primarily focusing on sprint time, we want to make sure that we're focusing mainly on speed and agility drills. And then for improving the pro agility drill, we want to make sure that while we're running this test, we are making sure that our athletes or clients are given the proper instructions on how to do so, kind of like what we'll be going over in a future assignment. We want to make sure that we're advising them how to properly maneuver their bodies. So in the video, that we're making sure that you're aligning your center of mass to make sure that your center of mass is more toward the line that you want to go to. So if you're at the first 5-yard line, your center of mass is going toward the next 10 yards. And then when you're at the 10 yards, it's centered off so that way you can run through that last 5 yards. So we want to make sure that we're properly giving instructions to our clients in order to make sure that we're giving them a more accurate baseline test, so that way we can know what exactly it is that we're working with and further improve on our client or athlete's athletic performance. Thank you.